Hey everybody, welcome to Adventures and Activities with Kyle and Mary Kate, who's not here right now, because today's adventure, really the activity is we are out here at the trailer preparing to winterize the trailer for storing it for a couple of months. And that involves draining all the water out of it and putting antifreeze into it. So come along with us, we'll walk you through the steps. Not really a how-to video, just how we do it. Okay, come on, it'll be good. One of the first steps we have to do is drain all the water, and I'm going to start with our freshwater tank, which you use if you're not hooked up to city water. And for us, the first thing I have to find is where does that drain, and I'm under the rig right now and I'll show you. So down here under the rig you'll see this valve here coming right out of the freshwater tank. That's the valve I've got to open up to drain any water that might still be in there. And it's fresh, clean water, so I'm just going to let it run. That'll probably take a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to go find the low water points on the main plumbing. So one other point, you're going to want to find your low water points, which in our model is right behind the axles. And there's a blue one and a red one for your cold and hot water, and you just want to open those valves up and let them drain. And so for us it looks like this, a blue and a red, and we just are going to loosen up these valves and drain all the water out.
Record yourself, it's okay.
Alright, well hold on.
Sure.
So the next thing we need to drain is our hot water heater, and that drains from outside here, so I'll show you how that works. Hot water heater, entry point is right here. Lower this down, and this anode has to come out. That's all, basically. We just need to loosen that up and pull out the rod. It might be tight. I don't know if I for sure have the right wrench here. I'm going to try. It's going. I could probably get an extender for my ratchet, which would make it fit a little easier. But now we let that drain. So we have a 6-gallon hot water heater, so that may take a few minutes. Secondly, the anode itself, we can look and see if it's dirty, and if it is, this one's not horrible, but in the spring you can replace the anode rod. In the meantime, I'm going to set that down and we're just going to let stuff drain. Okay, so there's two places we need to get access to. One is our hot water heater, and the other is our water pump. The hot water heater access is under the sink, and the water pump I think is under the fridge. So I'm going to get the Torx bit that you use to take off the panels, and we'll show you where those are both located. Okay, so down here under our sink there's just a false panel, a couple of screws to remove the brace, and we will get into where our hot water heater is, and I'll show you. Let me show you real quick. So the panel under here just has a couple of screws at the bottom that we will remove. Their basic square bit, and we'll remove this panel, and then you'll see the hot water heater. So once you get those screws, then this panel comes loose and we can remove it easily enough. Take the panel out, and now you see the hot water heater here. And all we have to do is turn on the bypass off so that the water runs bypassing the system. So all we have to do is turn these valves to make the water bypass that, not go in and then come out hot, rather just go in a circle, a loop. We don't need to put antifreeze into the hot water heater. Okay, now that we've got the water heater bypassed, we need to get under the fridge and get at the water pump. put our light back on. Show you guys what's in here. Can you see it?
You can.
So this is our water pump. Okay, so what we need to do is, instead, we're not hooked up to water, so we're not going to be sucking water in from the city. We're going to suck water in from our gallons of antifreeze. So before we disconnect the water pump, we actually want to run it for a few minutes to try to pump any residual water out of the system. We're going to do that now. Just turn on the water pump for 3-4 minutes. You don't want to let it run for 10-15 minutes. You'll burn out your pump. Where before the water was stuck in there, the pump will drive it out. One other point I would make is don't forget, if you have an outside kitchen, to drain that sink as well. You're going to want to open it all up, get all your sinks drained out, get as much water out of the system as you can before you run the antifreeze through. Mom, go ahead. All right, Mom, stop for a second. Eamon, you need to turn on the... Go in there. Alright, shut it off. Alright, we're just about wrapping it up. We sucked the new antifreeze into all the pipes and ran it through the drains so that everything's filled with antifreeze, no water in the system, so it should be well protected for the winter months.
My own web show, my own web show. Everybody wanna know my own web show, my own web show, my own web show. How will it go? My own web show, my own web show, my own web show. Everybody wanna know my own web show, my own web show, my own web show. Adventures.